Eduardo Camavinga off from Madrid, Liverpool have properly entered the battle for the Frenchman. Sergio Ramos is returning to Europe. Where will the legend end up? Barcelona are robbing Man City again. Which defender is flick-nicking? Marc Guehi has ditched Premier League sides and chosen Real Madrid. Pérez doing the deal of the century? All this and much more in today's vid. Slam a like and let's dive into the freshest transfer rumors. With the winter window about to open, Neymar was once again the name on everyone's lips. The burning question was simple. His Santos contract was expiring just a few months before the 2026 World Cup started. Well, that doubt has now been put to bed. The Brazilian is staying put. Fabrizio Romano says Neymar has shaken hands with the club's hierarchy on a one-year extension. The deal now officially runs until December 2026. It's all set up so that even if he heads off to the World Cup, he'll come straight back afterwards and complete the full season with Santos. For him, this is actually quite a big precedent when it comes to contractual commitments. Since he rejoined Santos in February 2025, this is his first full 12-month contract. Before it was different. He signed short-term in winter, then only got 6 more months each June. Moving to a proper annual deal shows the relationship has settled down nicely. Because not long ago, things looked properly grim. Santos were in serious trouble, hovering right above the drop zone. The leader's future basically hinged on staying up. Neymar took it upon himself. In the final 4 games, he was absolutely lethal, banging in 5 goals and laying on 1 assist. That burst didn't just save them, it actually got Santos into the 2026 Copa Sudamericana. The moment survival was secured, the two sides wasted no time and got the new contract sorted sharpish. For Neymar, it means he can now prepare for the World Cup nice and steadily in an environment he knows inside out. But that heroics came at a heavy price. Turns out he played those do-or-die games with a torn medial meniscus. The doc said surgery was needed, and he went straight under the knife once relegation was off the table. Right now, the medical team reckon he'll miss preseason entirely and the opening weeks of the league. They expect him back in full training around mid-February. So everything at Santos is finally crystal clear. Neymar stays the main man until at least the end of 2026, and now it all comes down to how quickly he recovers. Heading towards the next World Cup, the Brazilian has put his faith in stability. Manchester City are absolutely desperate to get Elliot Anderson in next summer, but United are right in the mix, and they're not backing off one bit. Team talks say the 23-year-old Nottingham Forest midfielder has become the absolute priority for the citizens. They badly need to reinforce the middle of the park because Rodri's future is still up in the air. The Spaniard has been struggling with his body for about a year and a half now. Speaking of uncertainty, it is baffling that some of you watch every video but still haven't subscribed. Lads, Pep needs a proper holding midfielder he can rely on. I need viewers I can rely on. Stop warming the bench pretending you're here by mistake. Time to get in the first team. Smash that subscribe button. Anyway, Guardiola needs someone who can properly lock down that position. Anderson has been on the radar of top clubs for ages, but now the interest is concrete. City apparently have the sporting edge over rivals, and the club is already laying the groundwork to convince the player. Pep Guardiola is fully on board with this move. He sees him as the long-term successor to Rodri and a proper midfield leader. Manchester United, however, are pushing hard too. They need a replacement for Casemiro, whose time at Old Trafford is slowly winding down. United's hierarchy see Anderson as the ideal candidate to refresh the central areas. But the latest info is that City plan to start talks early to get ahead of their rivals. Elliot Anderson has genuinely proved himself one of the most reliable midfielders in the Premier League. Newcastle Academy lad, but the club had to sell him for £35 million because of PSR. At Forest, he's become a key man, played over 50 games and chipped in with 10 goal contributions. It all comes down to money now. Forest will surely ask for a fee that City might think is steep, but given how desperately City need a top-class defensive midfielder, the board might just stump up the cash. Plus, the player himself seems to lean towards Guardiola's project, where the chances of winning silverware are obviously higher. It really feels like City are going to get their man. They've got the clearer playing structure and the status of favorites. We'll wait for the proper Tier 1 sources like Fabrizio Romano, but the picture is pretty clear. Anderson is halfway to Manchester already. He'd only turn City down if United came in with some absolutely obscene contract. Sergio Ramos is literally one step away from his new club. Right now, the Spanish defender is a free agent, and, from everything coming out, he's already made his mind up about the future. After leaving Mexican side Monterrey, Ramos is almost certainly heading to Nice. Talks are already well underway and the whole thing is at a very advanced stage. Nothing official on paper yet. They're deliberately keeping the details quiet for now. But you can safely assume it'll be a short-term deal until the end of the season, probably with an option for another year if both sides are happy. After all, Ramos is 39. No one's expecting a long-term commitment at this stage. Either way, Nitsa looks a perfect fit for him. He knows League One inside out from his PSG days. Though with a player of Sergio Ramos's caliber, league experience barely matters. He can still make any system better. Yes, physically, he's not the same beast we once saw, but the class and the presence are still very much there. Sergio has given the green light because he still has one massive sporting goal left. Reports earlier said he wants to smash the second half of the season to give himself a genuine shot at making Spain's 2026 World Cup squad. Ramos believes that if he plays at a high level, he can still go to the tournament. Not as an automatic starter, age catches everyone, but as a dressing room leader and the king of big moment set-piece goals, he's still invaluable. The experience he carries is genuinely priceless. Even now, Ramos is a huge positive for any club or national team. The situation is pretty clear. Sergio is already halfway to Nitsa, and only something completely out of the blue would change the direction now. Looks like Nitsa fans can start getting ready to welcome a proper legend. Just need the final confirmation from the top insiders, but this deal feels absolutely inevitable. Real Madrid are absolutely locked in on Marc Guehi right now. They've proper shot into pole position and left everyone else eating dust. According to AS, the Whites have made the Crystal Palace captain their absolute #1 target to fix the center of defense. Funny thing is, last summer he wasn't even on the Bernabeu radar. They were looking at other lads, but now the whole picture has flipped. Palace have only 7 months left on his deal, and for any elite club that's basically winning the lottery. Word is, Guehi has already made his mind up. Playing at the Santiago Bernabeu is his dream, and he's happy to wait until summer just to pull on that white shirt. Of course, Liverpool are still in it. No point pretending otherwise. They desperately want the Englishman at Anfield. Makes total sense when you look at their problems. Giovanni Leone is out long-term with a knee injury, Konate is wobbling all over the place, and let's be honest, Van Dijk just isn't the same monster he was a couple of years ago. Guehi would slot straight in, Premier League proven. But it looks like the Merseyside lads are losing this one. Madrid are favorites because they've got a proper crisis in defense. Rudiger and Alaba are both past 30. Militao can't stay fit to save his life. It's actually ridiculous. Florentino Pérez wants to refresh the whole backline, and a 25-year-old Guehi is the perfect long-term bet. Plus, the player himself doesn't want to move in January. He wants to finish the season in London. That gives Madrid a massive head start. They can agree a pre-contract now and get him for nothing in the summer. Look at the journey the lads had, from Chelsea Academy to captain and leader of Palace. Nearly 200 games at this level says everything. He's a top-class center half at his absolute peak, even with the contract running down. Hard to believe Liverpool will just give up. They've got money and a project. But when a player has his heart set on Madrid, it's almost impossible to change his mind. Everything points to Guehi being a Real Madrid player next summer. Liverpool will have to go shopping in Germany or Italy because pinching someone who's already chosen Spain is mission impossible. Real have done the hard part. Barring a disaster, Guehi is swapping London for Madrid. Liverpool's interest in Eduardo Camavinga hasn't faded, it's actually grown stronger. Latest reports suggest the club is seriously eyeing a move for the Real Madrid midfielder, clearly aiming to beef up the team's engine room. Of course, any actual deal is still miles off, but Camavinga's profile keeps drawing interest at Anfield. They're actively weighing options to strengthen key midfield roles, including those currently filled by Alexis Mac Allister. Per Team Talk, Liverpool have tracked him for seasons now. Interest sparked back during his breakout days at Rennes. Fair point. Camavinga's ability to slot in as a holding mid, operate box-to-box, or even cover defensively down the left flank is exactly what they need. At just 23, Camavinga already boasts elite-level experience. His athleticism, press resistance, and defensive instincts make him reliable in high-stakes games. Even if his role at Real hasn't always been steady due to fierce competition, his class is plain to see. From Liverpool's view, Camavinga's appeal lies in offering defensive solidity without sacrificing quality in ball progression. That combo's rare. Quick pause here. Smash like or dislike, your reaction matters. Thanks for engaging, it really helps the channel. But don't overlook Mac Allister's value to this current squad. His intelligence, positional discipline, and composure make him irreplaceable across multiple roles. Still, using him deep sparks internal debate. The board wonders if signing a natural anchor would let the Argentine play higher, where his passing range and decision-making shine more in attack. Camavinga's seen as a potential fix for that balance. It's not a straight swap. It's about smarter workload distribution, easing physical strain on the Argentine. Any bid for Camavinga will cost Liverpool big. Rumours floated £60 million offers, but let's be real, Real won't bite. Plus, Liverpool know January's no window for mega deals. It's best described as exploratory. They're just gathering intel, testing waters. So their interest is purely long-term squad planning rather than an emergency rebuild right now. Barcelona are taking a very serious look at Nathan Ake. The club feel the Dutchman would significantly strengthen their defensive line. The 30-year-old center-back remains on Manchester City's books, yet this season, he has effectively dropped out of Pep Guardiola's first-choice plans. The player is now seeking regular football in order not to jeopardize his chances of making the Netherlands World Cup squad. The Catalans urgently need an experienced defender who is ready to play immediately. That said, Mundo Deportivo suggests completing the transfer will be far from straightforward. City's demands and Ake's contractual situation are the main stumbling blocks. Manchester City are contracted to the player until 2027 and will only entertain a permanent transfer, not a loan. He is valued at approximately €20 million, while his substantial salary would place further pressure on Barcelona's limited budget. The club's hierarchy are currently running detailed financial projections to establish whether the move is viable at all. Ake remains the top target due to his experience and versatility, yet it is the financial aspect that currently prevents him joining Catalonia. Nathan Ake himself is genuinely keen on the move to Barcelona. The Dutch defender views it as an appealing prospect at this stage of his career. His motivation is perfectly clear. He wants guaranteed minutes to keep his international place, something he is not achieving under Guardiola this season. Barcelona's leadership hope to secure a loan with an option to buy, ideally for 6 months, in order to reinforce the squad for the demanding second half of the campaign. Despite the obstacles, Ake fits the exact profile Barcelona require. Left-footed, comfortable centrally or on the flank, excellent at playing out from the back, and hugely experienced in the Champions League. Frankly, it seems unlikely that City will soften their stance. Barcelona need his know-how and Ake needs game time. Without a compromise on the fee, this move simply won't happen.